Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I would like to welcome Mr. Tugio, His Excellency, Ambassador of Indonesia to Pakistan, to Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce. Before we start, I would like to request Mr. to do the recitation of the Holy Quran. After the recitation, we have a practice of reciting the Durood in the heart. Then thank you very much for coming all the way to Gujranwala and paying us a visit. Before we start, we have a brief documentary about Gujranwala that will introduce you about Gujranwala Chamber and Gujranwala City Metro.
Gujranwala, the land of peculiar identity and warmth, the city that is achieving Pakistan's progress and prosperity goals at a fast pace. The city that is exporting more than 150 products of worth $2.5 billion approximately to over 80 countries after attaining and maintaining world standards in just a few years. Its goods have considerably shrunk the Pakistani import bill, saving the country an annual $3 billion in form of import substitution. The growth trajectory of the city towards the industrial progress can be gauged from the fact that it has paid over 40 billion rupees tax at the regional tax office Gujranwala level only this year. It has over 8,000 small and medium and 13,000 cottage industry units, contributing day and night to the national prosperity and progress. The Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI, is fully motivated to bring about economic stability in Gujranwala in particular and in Pakistan in general. It has been organizing Made in Gujranwala exhibitions to present different local products of unmatched standard and sophistication to the world for the last 2 decades. It wants to ensure an incessant increase in foreign exchange through the promotion of indigenous products at the local and international levels by conducting the exhibitions. The GCCI has raised the slogan, My Gujranwala, to help Gujranwala make a mark in the business and industrial community. The slogan has earned the status of the City of Engineering for Gujranwala. GCCI's determined march towards its goals guarantees a bright future. Gujranwala is considered as the second largest city in Pakistan with regard to SMEs due to the GCCI's continuous efforts. According to the Punjab Economic Report, Gujranwala is the 4th largest city in Punjab with regard to the spread of large-scale industry. Being a model of Prime Minister's ease of doing business vision, it has the honor of bagging 6th position according to the World Bank Report's ranking. The GCCI is offering ample job opportunities in order to eradicate poverty in Pakistan. Confirming this, a recent Punjab Directorate of Industries report has declared Gujranwala as the country's 7th largest employment provision city. Under GCCI's patronage, different member industries are producing durable quality products for exports and domestic utilization like ceramic sanitary ware, ceramic tiles, refractory bricks, pipes and fittings, sanitary fittings, bathroom accessories, light and heavy engineering, spare parts of hydro and thermal power plant, pumps and motors, machine tools and capital goods, automobile parts, agriculture implements, home appliances, tableware, cutlery, cookware, melamine and stainless steel utensils, hunting knives and swords, textiles, carpets, prayer mats and rugs, rice, seed and agro-processing, food, confectionery, plastic furniture, wood furniture, steel furniture, metal processing, hardware, steel security equipment, paper and paperboard, chemical and detergents, beauty products and cosmetics, nylon rope, steam furnace, construction goods, etc. As many as 34 Asian, 23 European, 13 African, 3 North American, 5 South American, and 2 Australian countries are the destination of the products of Gujranwala's small and medium industries, showcasing GCCI's hard work and determination. The GCCI facilitates its honorable members in a variety of ways. It readily provides ease of business assistance to the business community so as to best utilize its precious time for the national progress and development. The GCCI hosts at its premises help desks for various departments for its members. These include police criminal workers, driving license counter, business registration portal, SMEDA, SECB, Reebok, e-business invitation, e-bill portal desk, GEPCO. In view of Gujranwala's industrial importance, the GCCI had got approved 3 mega projects for it from the federal government. They are Gujranwala Business Center, Gujranwala Tools, Die and Mold Center, and Ceramic Center. This center is also benefiting other cities. Modern technical education is also being offered to hone the skills of local workers. Similarly, by rolling out quality designs, the Ceramics Center is playing a major role in promoting the local ceramics industry. Significantly, the GCCI ensured the establishment of the small industrial estates and the export processing zone. Currently, these estates, with their vast industrial assets, are contributing a great deal in the national economy by producing top quality items. Industrial estate number 42 has been established for promoting industry and to meet the pressing need of the industrial expansion.
As President of the Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I urge all the international business community to come forward and engage with us. Gujranwala in Pakistan hosts a very diversified, hard-working, committed and flexible business community. We are open for business in all fields of trade. Together we will and together we can, inshallah.
It is also vital to present the GCCI's welfare aspect, under which the Gujranwala business community has taken revolutionary steps in the health sector on self-help basis, providing health care to nearly 40% of the city's population. Siddiq Sadiq Trust Hospital for Cardiology, Haji Murad Eye Trust Hospital, Ibrahim Eye Trust Hospital, Jinnah Trust Hospital, Rafiq Akbar Memorial Trust Hospital, Allama Iqbal Trust Hospital, and Al Raya Trust Hospital are serving the humanity 24 hours a day along with other hospitals. Upgradation of the district hospital and provision of latest ambulances to it, free hepatitis injections for the poor and regular upgradation of the social security hospital are also its achievements. The GCCI has always fully cooperated with the district administration. Its contributions include provision of Japanese fire tenders to the Rescue 1122 and motorcycles for police. In addition, its members generously donate for the rehabilitation of the effectees of any calamity that hits the country. The GCCI, with cooperation of its valued members, is awarding scholarships in the field of education to financially deserving brilliant students through established Health Education Trust and provision of cooperation in monetary terms for the welfare of prisoners through Prisoners Welfare Trust, established with the collaboration of administration of District Central Jail, are also some of the highlighted activities and initiatives include incorporate social responsibility of GCCI and many other social welfare projects were undertaken needed from time to time. Students of Gujranwala had to travel to other cities for engineering, medical, and university education. To facilitate them, the GCCI managed to establish Rajma Engineering College, Gujranwala Medical College, and Punjab University's local campus in Gujranwala from the government. The GCCI earnestly desires self-help-based mega projects at the local and national level in view of Gujranwala's industrial potential and provision of missing facilities to the city, its people, and industry so as to enhance our industry production and exports. The dream projects include special economic zone, new industrial estate, dry port, motorway link, cargo train for Golden Triangle region, latest international material testing and certification lab, Expo Center, Children's Hospital, University of Gujranwala, and all such initiatives aim to strengthen industry-academia linkage to commercialize scientific research, the GCCI is striving hard to meet its targets and it believes that the future of the coming generations will be brightened only by strengthening Pakistan's economy through vibrant business. It stands by the Pakistan government in expanding business activity in the country.
So this was briefly introduction about Gujranwala, about our chamber and everything. Thank you. So sir, according to the trade statistics of Pakistan, State Bank of Pakistan, the trade volume between Indonesia and Pakistan is around 1.4 billion US dollars. I don't know if our numbers will match or not, because normally they are different every time we have a guest. So the major exports that are from Pakistan to Indonesia, that are some cotton, cereals, some staples, skin, leather, oil seeds, rubber, plastic, glassware, some paper and paper boards, dairy products, chemical products, furniture, some kind of furniture, electrical, electronics equipment, stuff like that. And the imports from Indonesia to Pakistan are similar paper and paper board, coffee, tea, optical, man-made filaments, copper, sugar, fertilizers, tin, lead, some musical instruments. So basically this is about Gujranwala, because we have a lot of similarity in culture, in other social sectors with Indonesia, because our Muslim brother country and one of the largest Muslim population in the world, and weather is also similar, and we heard of this is the country which has a lot of automobiles, motorcycles on the road. Most per capita motorbike is the highest in the world, I think, in Indonesia. So in Gujranwala there is a lot of industry, as you have seen in our documentary. So we look forward that we can do some engagement with your country. Our businessmen can go over there and export their products. Your businessmen can come over here and do some business over here. We have a very friendly environment in Gujranwala, and our business community is very vibrant and forthcoming. Thank you very much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. Umar, Ashraf, President of Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Senior Vice President Muhammad Ajmal, and Vice President Mr. Amin, distinguished friends, sisters, brothers of Gujranwala. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me first, on behalf of my team, I would like to express our gratitude to you for hospitality extended to me and my colleague here. I traveled, 4 hours from Islamabad, but I thought that I would be arriving on time, but due to the excellent the road, the infrastructure, I came. It happens that I came 30 minutes early, so I think that's one of the excellent example of how the developments in Pakistan have Pakistan's to revive the economy, especially Gujranwala. Mr. President Umar Ashraf mentions, I think in one of the very interesting video about the triangular, the economic triangular, the golden triangular, Gujranwala, Gujran, and Sialkot, which I think it is a great testament how the cities close to Lahore, which sometimes I believe overshadows the potentials of Gujranwala, that can work together to once again improve the society, the economic developments in the region. And I myself, I commend the contributions of the Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce, especially in making also contributions to the community through the corporate social responsibility, which I saw in the video, providing the health services, education to the community here, people living in Gujranwala. So I think this is one that need to encourage more, not only in Gujranwala, but also we learn from you how the company, how the private sector, the business community also contribute to the betterment of people living in the surroundings. So I think I commend once again the initiative and hard work of the Gujranwala Chambers of the Commerce in once again promoting the corporate social responsibility. My visit there this is first time for me to visit this beautiful city of Gujranwala. And on the way from Islamabad to here, I saw there's once again the economic developments of Pakistan. Although it is not part of the CPEC, what others, but the Gujranwala, I think, is a good example how the city could develop and also using there's a lot of potentials in the economy. Now my visit here once again is to promote the bilateral relations between Indonesia and Pakistan as a whole and with Gujranwala in particular. The bilateral relationship we enjoy, I think the value is 2.6 million yearly. So I think there's a lot of potential if you look at the potential trade between the two countries. One thing that I keep mentioning to my colleagues in Jakarta, if you want to do trade with Pakistan, please look at Pakistan beyond Pakistan. This is the message that I keep continuing, explain to friends, not only in Indonesia but also in ASEAN, because I see that there's a lot of potentials of ASEAN and Pakistan in addition to Indonesia and Pakistan. If you look at the trade, for instance, the numbers speaks for itself. Indonesia and Pakistan's bilateral trade value is 2.6. Malaysia, almost, I guess, around 2 billion. Thailand also. Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia consisting of 3 of the countries in Southeast Asia who have continuously expanded their bilateral relations trade with Pakistan. But if you look at the numbers of the trade between Pakistan and ASEAN, it is only 7 billion US dollars. 7 billion is very minuscule if we can look at as a comparison with the populations of Pakistan and ASEAN as a whole, which is close to 900 million people. It's very huge numbers of the the potentials of a market size between Pakistan and ASEAN as a whole. To put into perspective, ASEAN and China, the trade between this ASEAN and China is consistent close to 700 billion annually. It's very huge. Pakistan's only 7, like 1%. Very, 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 very few. Despite the fact that Pakistan and China, you have the FTA, and individual countries like Indonesia and Malaysia, we also have the FTA between Pakistan and Indonesia and Pakistan and Malaysia. So I think this is what once again reflects the potentials between two countries in terms of the trade. I've been here in Pakistan for 9 months, and when I first came here to Islamabad, I was impressed by the green environment of Islamabad. But throughout the day, I tuned in the PTV, Indus TV, and also the newly launched TV channel, Discovery Channel, if I'm mistaken, promoting the tourism of Pakistan. So I discover Pakistan. I think once again, I'm impressed with a lot of potentials of Pakistan. Then I was told if you want to play skiing, you don't need to go to Europe, very far to Europe, which probably more expensive. Just go to the northern part of Pakistan. You will see, you will experience the same, with probably less expensive, as compared to going to Europe. So that's in terms of the tourism's potential of Pakistan. And I think when I start my journey in Pakistan, I learned there's a lot of similarities between the two countries. Not only from the Jinnah cap, the Muhammad Ali Jinnah cap, which is very famous here, which is quite similar with Indonesians, a cap, a popular Indonesian cap being in Muslim countries, but also not only the cap, but also the embroidery. The women, they use the embroiderers, even the men, they use the same clothing with their brother and sister. And sandals also very popular. And it started my journey to identify a lot of similarities between the two countries, which then I compiled. Hopefully by this end of this month, I will be able to present it to you in a book, in a booklet, portraying similarities between the two countries. So you will see not only pakora, which is very famous in Pakistan. You cannot, it is not complete, the afternoon without pakora, or iftar without pakora. In Indonesia also, we have quite similar pakora, we call it bakwan. Pasandai, for the beef lover, certainly pasandai is among one of the top. This is, and Indonesia also we have a beef what we call rendang, which is one of the best, voted by CNN reader as the best food in the world, rendang, which is quite similar with pasandai. The difference is pasandai using yogurt and rendang using coconut milk. So I think it started my journey, and in the last 9 months, then I would be able to collect it, and I will present later on to you a book, portraying the similarities. Now, why similarities between Indonesia and Pakistan is very important? I think we can identify not only Indonesia, but 42% of ASEAN's population are Muslim. Being Muslim, there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of values that we share. So I think this is a good, if we want to expand further trade or, a cultural relations, a cultural similarity certainly become a good vehicle to expand more people to know more about ASEAN in Pakistan, and the other way around, to learn more about Pakistan in ASEAN. And another thing which I was also surprised to learn that despite the the similarities, despite of the 42% people in ASEAN share values, the same values with Pakistan. It's very few in Pakistan, a center of study focusing on the East Asia, let alone ASEAN. In Islamabad Islands, there is no study center focusing on East Asia. I guess on the SIN, in the University of Qaiser, Far East, ASEAN studies, East Asia studies, but not to mention the ASEAN. Very few the interest of ASEAN and East Asia in Pakistan as a whole. People told us that the economy of the future relies on the East Asia. There's a lot of a lot of studies already identifies that the potentials of the economy rely in the East Asia. Look at, for instance, Japan, South Korea, nowadays China, and Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia. We are also catching up in trying to catching up the Korea, Japan, and China to once again to develop our own economy. And I guess Pakistani government in 2003 also devoted their energy to look at the East Asia by the visions of East Asia. But if you look at the implementations, I think this is something that we need to once again encourage more, the implementations of the efficient Look East Asia, because I think there's a lot of benefit in having a close cooperation in terms of trade between Pakistan and Indonesia on bilateral levels, and Pakistan with ASEAN as part of the East Asia. So with that, I eager to once again to promote the bilateral relations in terms of trade between Indonesia and Pakistan, and specifically between Indonesia and Gujranwala. I learned from the president of the chambers that Gujranwala produced a lot of good, brands on the ceramic, on the textile, and among others. And I guess the pharmaceuticals industries also, Gujranwala, produce those, product, which nowadays become more important for countries like Indonesia and Pakistan. Now, I remember one of the leading a newspaper, or probably the magazine, the Economist, once make a comment on Gujranwala as the world-class manufacturing hub. I think what you have shown me in the video actually are reflections of the potential of Gujranwala in producing world-class manufacturing productions, not only from the ceramics but also from textile and the pharmaceuticals company industry. So I think this is one of the areas whereby Indonesia and Gujranwala also wants to once again would like to expand our bilateral relations. And speaking of which, I also would like to invite brothers and sisters, members of the Gujranwala Chambers of the Commerce Industry to participate in the Trade Expo of Indonesia, which this year will be conducted once again, virtually on October to November. These events actually annual events organized by the government of Indonesia. Before the COVID, I think we saw a lot of interest from Pakistan. So I remember in one time, even the Pakistani private sectors also traveled to Indonesia, to Bali. They chartered a plane, to have organized meetings with their counterpart in Indonesia, especially in Bali. That's why I'm very interested to learn that you are interested, Mr. President, to visit Bali. So this is something that we also would like to explore the possibilities of inviting and organizing one of the events in Bali. So you can meet with your counterpart in Indonesia and expanding, exploring and expanding possible collaborations in terms of trade between Gujranwala and Indonesia's counterpart. The Trade Expo that we are going to organize this year will be, the second time will be conducted virtually due to the COVID situations. But last year, we are pleased to learn, I guess, close to 200 participants from Pakistan who are participating on the Trade Expo in Indonesia virtually. Now, in addition to that, we also work together with one of the IT company in Pakistan. We established Indonesia.ecombria.com, a platform for the Pakistani business community who wants to explore, to engage business with the Indonesian counterpart. So, in the meantime, you can Google in the internet and find Indonesia.ecombria.com, whereby you can find a website whereby if you are interested to find your counterpart in Indonesia in the areas of the interest, please Google the website, and then there is, we divide it in several sections whereby we then, hopefully could facilitate the interest of people in Pakistan who wants to conduct business and find their counterpart in Indonesia on the area, based on your interest. Now, in addition to that, certainly we also looking forward of working together with you in the promotions of tourist sectors, because I think Pakistan has a lot of potentials. Indonesia and Pakistan, we are blessed with beautiful countries, beautiful sceneries, which I think is worth exploring. And throughout my meetings with friends in Pakistan, there's a lot of interest from Pakistanis to learn how Indonesia promoting tourist sectors as part of our economy. It is not huge for the time being, but the tourist industries contribute, I guess, 5 to 6% of Indonesian GDP, and I think the projections is increasing almost annually, except in the last years and probably this year because of the COVID, that we once again imposing the social restrictions and also smart lockdown like the one that being implemented in Pakistan, whereby Bali and Java, we close and open in accordance with the situations on the ground. So that was my introductions, and I look forward of having interactions with members of the Gujranwala Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir, for your detailed introduction and warm comments about Gujranwala and Pakistan. Indeed, there are a lot of similarities between Indonesia and Pakistan, as you told about tourism, because Bali is a very beautiful city, and so Pakistan also has so many beautiful sightseeing locations in the north of Pakistan and everything. A couple of years back, one of my brother, he went on, I think they are the ones you're talking about. There were a couple of businessmen groups, they went on a chartered plane and had some meeting, and also they were through entrepreneurs organization, I believe. I'm also a member of that organization. So sir, thank you very much. So definitely you also highlighted that the trade between ASEAN for China is $700 billion, and the trade with Pakistan with ASEAN is only $7 billion. It's only 1%. That's time to think for Pakistan that even though we have all the free trade agreements and all that, we're not benefiting from them. 42% population is Muslim in ASEAN countries, so we can also tap that. We have a member, Umar, he is also from Lahore, he's into furniture industry. He used to operate a factory in Indonesia for 5 years. So, Umar sir, आपने कुछ बात करनी है? I think there's some issue. Every time he's on Zoom, he has some voiceover issue and he sounds like a Mickey Mouse. So about the exhibition, it's a very good opportunity. We should explore definitely. So this being virtually, it's very easy for most of the members to participate. Aslan, I would like you to circulate this exhibition information to all the members so that maximum people can participate. There's a huge potential for trade about furniture, gold, textile, oils, so many things. So definitely we should participate, and we also host Gujranwala Chamber also at times is doing the exhibition with the name of Made in Gujranwala Expo. But due to COVID, last 2 years we could not do that. Inshallah, in coming times, we will repeat that exhibition as well, and we will share information with you. And we would like that you circulate that information to your counterparts. Yeah, and that will also be done virtually as well and physically as well. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming to Gujranwala. We'll on किसी का question है तो किसी का please.
If I may add, Mr. President, I think there are three areas whereby Pakistani company or private sectors have the advantage of the economy, and I think this is worth exploring to identify your counterpart, not only in Indonesia but also in Asia, because some things that we keep telling our friends in Jakarta and also friends in Asia. If you look at Pakistan, please look at beyond Pakistan, because Pakistan is very strategically located in, it's very close to the Central Asia. The Central Asia countries is a landlocked country. They don't have any access to the sea, and the closest ways to go to reach the port is through water. Borders now being connected with the CPEC, meaning that the Pakistan is in the best position once again to get benefit from this the economy, and the comparative advantage that Pakistan have actually in this is not me, but based on various studies which on the way to Gujranwala, I read very interesting book on the jump-starting South Asia, revisiting the economic reform and look its policies. In several chapters in this book, they make a dedicated studies on Pakistan and how Pakistan can use the look its policies to integrate with the global economy, and certainly within this to look to integrate with the Southeast Asia and the East Asia. Three areas whereby the Pakistani have the comparative advantage on the primary goods. On the primary goods, this is the area whereby Pakistan have the comparative advantage. The second, labor-intensive manufacturers. I think we all know that all developing industries, Indonesia is also first when we start the industrializations, we also start with labor-intensive manufacture. And the third element, the IT services. The IT services is the area whereby Pakistan have a lot of comparative advantage. I recall one of the studies by ANTAD, that mentions 55% of the IT-related sectors was actually contributed by three countries: Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India. Those three countries actually who, once again, 55%. It is a huge number. And if you look at, into details, I think there's a lot of potential for Pakistan to once again, explore the potentials of, working together with Southeast Asia on the IT sector. Now, on those primary good labor-intensive manufacturers and IT services, one thing that Pakistan can work together with their counterpart in Southeast Asia or the East Asia is to become what we call the global supply chains. Because nowadays, I think countries there is no need for for concentrating to building the whole component. For instance, if we want to produce Suzuki, we don't need to produce Suzuki from tire to spare part, whole on the big the automotive industries, but we can concentrate on one or two parts of these automobile industries. For instance, like Indonesia, we are focusing on building some of the spare parts and tires, for instance. And other countries, they might also concentrate on building on different parts of this behind us. And nowadays, I think it reminds me on, when 2 or 4 years ago, there was a lot of discussions about the rule of origins, and there was one of the pictures was very interesting for me. The one picture depict the Boeing, the Boeing industries or the aircraft industries. But surprisingly, there is a lot of part of the Boeing industries actually come from different countries. So I think with that, being part of the supply chain, the global supply chain, will allow Pakistan once again to compete with other, with the rest of the world, and also become part of the global competition. This is what we have done in Indonesia, and I believe not only Indonesia, because we also, first imitating the approach from Japan when they first, building the industrializations. South Korea is also using the same approach, and China is also in the past they're using the same approach. Now, I think being part of the global supply chain, it is expected that it is become effort that could get that could bring benefit for the economy of Pakistan. It is like a flying G theory. You build your economy, countries build economies, and the next, neighboring countries, they will fly following you because you are part of this global supply chain. So I think, once again, I'm working with you. I'm at your disposal. I'm very, pleased to work with the friends, the company, the private sectors in Gujranwala who wants to explore trade more, not only with Indonesia but also with the ASEANs, because the potential is there. What we need is once again to work together, try to identify the areas whereby we can find the commonalities and then work together in increasing the trade between Indonesia, Pakistan, and Indonesia in particular with Gujranwala. When I'm talking about the Islamic, shared values, I think we can also to overlook the facts. Not only the Islamic civilizations that Pakistan have shared a lot with countries in the region, in Southeast Asia, but also the Hindus and Buddhist civilizations, because you also have Gandhara civilization. You have a Gandhara civilization, which I think the majority of the countries in Southeast Asia also they have Hindus and Buddhist civilizations. Like Indonesia, we also have the biggest temples of Buddhists, Borobudur, and the Hindus temples of Prambanan. So I think this is one of the areas also that could provide a cultural bridge between Pakistan and Indonesia, and Pakistan and ASEAN to work together in trying once again to improve the economy. That's my answer.
Thank you very much. Please. Introduce yourself.
Sir, I am Russell. First of all, welcome to our city. I am a small trader. I am exporting to Dubai. Sir, I would like to know that what are your policies for the foreign investors who are willing to invest in Indonesia? And secondly, the ease of travel. How easily can we get the visas to Indonesia? And third, I would like to know that where are the areas where we, as residents of Gujranwala, you see that we can invest over there or we can work over there in Indonesia. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for the questions. Let me address the traveling issues. I guess nowadays due to the COVID and we still close our border. from tourists or visitors to Indonesia. Only on special occasions, and we allow business to go to Indonesia. But we keep reviewing this every 2 weeks to allow, sometimes it opens, but sometimes it's closed because of the situation. I guess similarly in Pakistan also you approach the issues of traveling, but I guess this is a new normal situation which I believe not only Indonesia, Pakistan, but countries around the world nowadays they require the visitors to produce the certificate of vaccine before traveling in these PCR tests. So Indonesia is also introducing the same requirements. But in terms of visa, it's very easy. You can go online, make applications online, and we appoint several tour travel agencies. Some are located in Lahore, Karachi, and in Islamabad. So instead of sending the passport, once you fill the applications online, you can send the the passport to the Dropbox agents that we authorize the process. So kindly the detail you can Google to the Indonesian Embassy's website or indonesia.epongria.com, whereby all the requirements are there. Now, and on the FDA, the foreign direct investment, I think the area which I suggest for Gujranwala Chambers of Commerce and Industry to focus in the area whereby you have comparative advantage, you have the the expertise. The ceramic, you just mentioned that I saw that the ceramic industries is one of the area. The textile industry is also another areas whereby the Gujranwala is very famous. On the textile, I think Pakistan you have raw materials, abundant of cotton. Yeah. But the polyester, in terms of the polyester, you still need it, and I believe Indonesia, one of the goods that we export to Pakistan is on the polyester. So I think this is one of the, if we can, combine, the expertise of, Gujranwala in terms of the textile industries and the polyester, the raw materials come from Indonesia. This is one of the areas whereby we can explore further collaboration. Another thing, I think the process of the agricultural product. Punjab is very well known for producing the agricultural product, and there is a lot of varieties of the agricultural products that we produce. Now, the processed food, this is something that I think Pakistan need to work together with different part of the world, including the Indonesia, who have the expertise on those. So we can also identify the industries in Indonesia who have the expertise on those, and more than likely to link with you. If you can provide with names, and I will ask my staff to communicate with you to following up these conversations. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Just one more thing. My brother is saying where he wants to know that right now can you travel to Indonesia? What are the
No, for the time being, no. But we will be reviewed in every 2 weeks, at least until 12 of until today. We receive, we still close the border for foreign visitors.
Thank you so much.
सवाल ये कर रहा था कि अगर एक्सपो में शामिल होते हैं तो एम्बेसी में क्या सोच रहेगी? क्या एम्बेसी में ज़्यादा से मौका होगा या वीज़ा के लिए क्या?
बेसिकली एक्सपो नहीं ना, डिजिटल हो रही है, आपने फिजिकली नहीं जाना, ऑनलाइन हो रही है, तो अब इधर से जूम पे या जो भी उनका पोर्टल होगा उस पर हम बात करेंगे।
So the expo that we are going to organize, digital, it's like a Zoom, using the like a Zoom meetings. But in addition to the expo that we will be organizing in October, we already organized 2 virtual business matching, virtual gatherings between the private sectors of Indonesia and their counterpart in Pakistan. In every event, I think the participant was 100 from Pakistan. They represent 10 different, how do you call it, the industries, different types of industries. From textile, I will invite my colleague to explain further. We already organized 2 virtual business matching, virtual business meeting with the help of the e-Comria. Last ones we organized like 3 months ago in Lahore. Next month, as part of our appreciations to the business community here in Pakistan, we also want to organize a small gathering and followed up by a virtual expo in Lahore, hopefully in October. And I will certainly invite the presidents and members of the Gujranwala chambers of the commerce to participate. If I allow to invite my colleague Sari to explain on the 2 events that we already organized and one that will be organized on October.
Thank you, Excellency. First is about the Trade Expo itself that will be conducted on October 21st until 4th of November. It is the second year that we will conduct it virtually, and this is as an annual event. And for this year, we will also the expo will be followed by the showcasing the product, like a back-to-back meeting and the interaction between the both Indonesia and the counterparts as a business community. And for the embassy's virtual expo itself, what as our ambassador said, that we met twice already in this year, and we still have a plan to conduct for the 3rd time in this year, hopefully on November in Lahore. And we also we are planning to conduct in the other cities for the next year, inshallah. And it is a hybrid meeting. We invite directly the potential partners from Pakistan to join us physically, and we'll connect them with the Indonesian counterpart in Indonesia through virtual meetings. So it's like a hybrid event. Yeah, for the last 2 events, we invite from the various sectors. First is from the food and beverage, and then furnitures, and then some from the agriculture products. That is like with the spices, with famous in Indonesia and also need in Pakistan and vice versa. And we'll look forward for the other sectors that have more potential to be explored between both sides for the next event, inshallah.
Thank you so much. Ajmal sir, our senior vice president, he will say the words next.
In the end, I am very thankful Mr. Adam Tugio and your colleague members for visiting Gujranwala Chamber of Commerce in the state and spend us some precious time with us and our members. We are glad to review and we will remember, inshallah, we will make all. Thank you very much.